Hello my friends, I hope you're having a lovely day, and in today's video I'm here to talk about Fobia. I'm reviewing Fobia, which I guess you would call a cinematic platformer, much in the vein of Out of This World, or Flashback, or The Way Remastered on Switch, games like that. I'm a huge fan of that genre. Some of my favorite games are cinematic platformers, but unfortunately, Fobia is not one of them. Phobia's trailer did a good job of making me interested in the game, but unfortunately the game itself just isn't very fun. I have to point out that from start to finish it took me 35 minutes to complete the game, and I normally don't talk about game length because I'm playing a game and I enjoy it, so the length doesn't bother me as long as I'm having fun. Usually it'll leave me feeling like I wanted more and wish there was more, but here I was very happy for it to be over, but you know, that is still a really quick time to finish a game. And unfortunately, I'd say 35% of the game was spent redoing sections because I was struggling with the game itself. Not because I didn't understand how to solve the puzzles or anything, but because the game's physics are wonky and there's glitches where my character would get hung up or frozen on a wall. Just things didn't work the way that they should have. So replaying a section over and over and having to not struggling to solve the puzzle, but struggle to utilize the controls to make the game work is extremely frustrating. So it's terrible to say, but the 35 minutes I spent with the game were 35 very frustrating minutes. A good example is any moving platform you're on. Instead of jumping on the platform and it moves and you go with it, the platform moves and you stand still. So you have to keep walking with the platform to stay with it, which is really annoying. And then the physics when you're trying to jump off a moving platform are also wonky as well because you go to push off the platform and you kind of stick to it. So simple jumps become things that I had to redo 5 or 6 times just because the game reacted so weird to controls that, you know, have been perfected in plenty of other games. The game is also really lackluster in the audio department. There's some decent ambient noise, but things like enemies and other environmental cues just don't have any audio at all. Like a quote-unquote enemy will rush at you and they don't make any sound, and when they attack you they don't make any sound, and then you just die and the screen fades out, fades back in, and you start again. So you have to learn exactly when an enemy is going to come out because you can't hear any audio cues, which leads to more repetition, which is frustrating. If you just had a sound effect in there, you would be able to better understand what's happening or that there's a potential danger. And sometimes those things happen, but more often they don't. So I don't know if they just didn't put sound effects in there or it's a glitch causing sound effects to not play, but whatever it is, the result is more frustration. Also, the game never really gets sophisticated with gameplay. It's just there. It wants to be a cinematic platformer, but there's no real like puzzle aspects to it other than like bumping up against the box to like jump up higher on a platform, or waiting for this wheel to spin so you can jump onto a platform that's out of reach. That's it. Again, it leads into the whole unfinished feeling that the game has, and I don't want to say that care wasn't put into it, but it certainly feels like it's not done. It feels like it needs a lot more time to be fleshed out. It's almost as if this is a proof of concept, and it's like a tech demo that you would show someone and it'd be like, yeah, there's something here, we could turn this into something, but instead they just release that as the final product. The final thing I want to bring up is something I normally don't complain about, but I feel it's important here. This game costs $10. I don't feel that in any way, shape, or form this game is worth $10. It's buggy, it's unfinished, it's ridiculously short, it's wonky in gameplay mechanics, it just doesn't offer much. I don't see how it's worth $10. I know the game was available on mobile before, and it's available, I think it's $2 or $3 on mobile, and to tell you the truth, my experience with it, I have no problem paying for mobile games at all. Like Super Mario Run, I had no problem paying for that. I feel I got my money's worth. But with Fobia, I honestly don't know. If I spent $3, I think I might be a little peeved. If I spent $2, I'd be like, well, it's my own fault, but that's how lackluster of an experience I had. Again, I take no pleasure in telling you that, but it's my honest opinion. $10 is way, way overpriced for what you get here as far as gameplay, content, and quality. That's my thoughts on Fobia. As you can tell, I am not a fan, so if you're looking forward to the game, I'm sorry, but again, that's my honest opinion. Hopefully I prevented a few people from coughing up to $10 and being very disappointed with what they spent their money on. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. It's very much appreciated. Also, a huge thank you to our Patreon gang. You guys supporting that lets me do what I do, so I cannot ever thank you enough. I will never be able to thank you enough, but I will thank you in every video. I really appreciate that support. And that's it for today. I will be back tomorrow with some kind of video, so until then, have a lovely day and a lovely evening, and I'll see you in a few short hours.